Rodrygo is injured for 2 to 4 games. He's injured again. Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? Welcome to another video again. Today, man, we are talking about more Real Madrid news. I wish, honestly, there was more to talk about for football, but Madrid, it seems like that's where it's at. We have so much shit going on. And today, it's not a good one, guys. It is Rodrygo in the headlines. Not going to be starting today against Girona. He is out with a muscle injury after just coming back from an injury. Now, you might think to yourself, what the fuck? And there's one person to blame, and his name is Carlo Ancelotti. Rodrygo just came back from an injury not too long ago, 2 games ago. Ancelotti says, I'm gonna start you right off the bat because we need you up top. We have nobody else in the bench. We need you, Rodrygo. Please start. Even though we have Endrick, I get Endrick hasn't had any game time. Okay, maybe I can kind of see why you don't want to start Endrick Ancelotti because he doesn't have rotation, game time, all that. Okay. But what about Brahim? Why are we not starting Brahim and letting Rodrygo ease into these games? Why? I want to know why. For these games that Rodrygo shouldn't be starting, yeah, we get Rodrygo is a main starter. We get you have preferences, Ancelotti. We get that you love your starting teams that you've won Champions League with. But this is not fair to the team, man. This is not fair to the team. And not just that, more importantly, it's not fair to Rodrygo because now Rodrygo, after playing 2 games where he pretty much, for the most part, played full games. I mean, I think against Getafe, I believe he may have gotten subbed out. I have to double check, but he subbed out around 70th plus minutes, maybe even 80th. And against Athletic Bilbao, we already know he was like damn near 90 minutes that game, right? And you can tell both games. You can tell right away that both games, Rodrygo wasn't playing at his best. Rodrygo definitely was far, far away from his best because it's almost laughable, guys. It's really almost laughable. And I am to this point, like, watching this Ancelotti ball, Ancelotti masterclass, Ancelotti tactics. Like, why does he have to start Rodrygo and injured players? It's not even Rodrygo at this one. It's just injured players in general. If we look at Tchouaméni, he just came back from a pretty long injury and he starts him 90 minutes. If you want to get technical, 87 minutes. For the most part, Tchouaméni didn't do much. Every game that Tchouaméni has played recently, guys, and it's frustrating to see this, but every game that he's played with Madrid, I want to say almost from the start of the season, it doesn't seem like he really cares about playing football. He cares about playing for Real Madrid. Every time he loses the ball, and we're going a little bit off topic here, but I just want to mention this quickly. Every time he loses the ball, this guy just is a statue. He does not do anything to fight for the ball back. And when it comes to opening up and like getting out of the marking from the defender, just opening up to some space, Tchouaméni says, nah, I'm good. He just hides behind the defense. It's frustrating to see, as it really is. But he's still a starter in Ancelotti's eyes because Tchouaméni has won him trophies. So you cannot, even talk about Tchouaméni in Ancelotti's eyes because Ancelotti has his main starters already. He doesn't care. They play good. They play bad. Doesn't matter. Just give them freedom. Let them do it. And that's why we're in the crisis that we are now. But Rodrygo being injured again is 100% Ancelotti's fault. Why are you starting Rodrygo after these back-to-back, especially back-to-back? Athletic Bilbao, I understand a little bit more, but he doesn't need to have Rodrygo out there, especially after Rodrygo having a pretty bad game. He didn't really do much. He had 1 or 2 plays here and there, but he wasn't really giving us much. And you leave him there until the 87th minute. You're just waiting for him to get injured. You're just literally waiting for him to get injured. Similar to what happened with Militao. Came back from an ACL. He starts Militao in every single La Liga game. I granted we don't have the best bench when it comes to center backs. David Alaba is injured, but you do got Tchouaméni. You have options. You're already known to move a lot of these players out of position. Why not move Tchouaméni and give freaking Militao rest so that he doesn't get an ACL? And no, he played him every single game until Militao could not do it anymore, and boom, we got another Militao ACL injury. And that's just that, man. That's just that. I'm not even gonna. I would bet that Tchouaméni. Obviously, I don't wish this upon any player, but if he keeps doing this with Tchouaméni and other players, it's just gonna keep happening, man. It's gonna keep happening, and it just happened with Rodrygo. Now we're out without Rodrygo for 2 to 4 games. He's gonna miss some very big games, the games against Atlanta, which luckily Vinny Jr. is going to be coming back for that game, so it's a little bit like a relief. But come on, man, why are you doing this to these players? And having a bench with Endrick, yes, maybe he's not the most secure player out there, maybe he's not going to guarantee you much things, but he will guarantee you one thing, and that is the hunger for him to actually go out there and try his hardest, do the best he can, instead of giving the boy 3 minutes, instead of giving him 3 minutes to just go and try to impress Ancelotti at this point, and then Ancelotti singling Arda Güler out and telling him, well, you gotta try more, you have to try a little harder in training, you gotta just keep training, but you give him 3 minutes every single time. Like, it is laughable, guys. It is laughable. And another reason why I think genuinely that Ancelotti needs to leave the club, I don't care at this point if the club sends him off. It built him a statue. I'll pay for it myself. I'll donate because I can't pay for it all. But either way, man, send him off in a good way. Tell Ancelotti just part ways. Bring in Solari, because of course we can't bring in Xabi Alonso, right? Xabi Alonso is for next season. But if we bring in Solari, we can bring him as an interim. Obviously, the season is pretty much done. I honestly think this season, don't expect anything from this season, guys. Really don't expect anything, especially if Ancelotti stays. Be prepared to watch defensive Ancelotti ball against the whole teams that we play with. I mean, the fact that he's playing defensively against Bilbao is almost disgraceful. To watch Real Madrid with this type of squad play so scared and so timid against Athletic Bilbao is a fucking disgrace. It is. Because, yes, you're gonna tell me that Real Madrid is scared to play against Athletic Bilbao? I get we're in their stadium, I get we're in their home, I get we're not in the best, scenario, but this is Real Madrid. Why are we cowarding down? I don't even know if that's a word. Cowarding? Why are we playing like that against Athletic Bilbao, who was a very bad Athletic Bilbao? Athletic were playing good, they were in good form, but they were playing bad against us. And Ancelotti at the halftime, that's where he should have been. You know what, guys? Let's push up a little bit. Let's not be scared. Let's play more attacking. Everyone attack together. He needs to single out one player on the team to be the captain, the one that guides everyone to go forward, the one that guides everyone to go back. And I think, honestly, the way I'm seeing things, it has to be Fede Valverde is there, and Jude Bellingham have to be the two. Jude Bellingham has to guide the attackers. Fede Valverde has to guide the defenders, and something needs to happen, man. But Solari, the difference with Solari, guys, is that Solari, back in his days, he came into the squad, and he will come into the squad if it happens, without preferences, without, oh man, well, you did so much to me, Tchouaméni, so I'm not gonna even judge you. You can not run for all I care. No, Solari, Tchouaméni, you don't want to run, you don't want to play, bench. Lucas Vázquez, you're a good defender, you're a Madridista at heart, but you're not playing well, bench. Bring in someone from the cantera. Literally, this is what this squad needs. It needs is just some accountability for every player. The players are just so comfortable with Ancelotti. There's no wonder that they don't want Ancelotti to leave. These players love Ancelotti life and Ancelotti ball, because Ancelotti doesn't tell them anything. Ancelotti doesn't hold anyone accountable except for Arda Güler and Endrick and Raúl Asensio, because Raúl Asensio the other day did one bad pass, and if you guys notice, Ancelotti absolutely lost it with Asensio. He's over here screaming at Asensio. Why are you screaming at Asensio for trying to do one defensive pass where Madrid are all pressed in the back, and the attackers are waiting for ball, and Asensio has to try, obviously, to throw a ball to the attack. He misses the ball, the attacker blocks it, and Ancelotti absolutely loses it. And this is so disgusting, honestly. I love Ancelotti because he did so much for us, but I think Ancelotti knows that this is most likely his last season at Madrid, and at this point, he's just trying to keep the peace with all the players that he has won with, and it's a struggle, because you can see the divide in the club easily. And I can go on and on, man. I can make this video 30 minutes just talking about Ancelotti and why this man cannot stay here. But if you guys want to watch a video like that, I just made one lastly about Ancelotti, why he needs to leave. But point is, Rodrygo is out 2 to 4 games. Endrick, Brahim, Mbappe are only attacking options. I think they might have brought one up from the Cantera player. But Endrick, Brahim, Mbappe. I think Mbappe starts today, of course, and then Brahim on the right, and then Jude Bellingham as an attacking mid. My preferred lineup today, honestly, Mbappe, Endrick, Arda Güler, Bellingham in the midfield, Ceballos, Chouameni, maybe, or we could be Ceballos, Bellingham, Modric. Then we got Fran, Rudiger, Asensio, Fede. Actually, I forgot about Fede. Fede could actually play in the midfield. So we take out Modric, put Fede in the midfield as our pivot, and then have Ceballos and Bellingham as our creators. Lucas Vazquez, because we really got no option. And Asensio, Rudiger, and then Fran Garcia, and then Courtois and goal. That's my lineup. Let's see what happens. And I guess a la Madrid until the end. Ancelotti ball. Please get out of my club.